This isn't the story I thought I'd be telling. When I set out for Lorne that morning, driving along the Great Ocean Road, I had one thing in mind: Amy's Gran Fondo, a huge ride, a big personal goal, a test I knew I was ready for. I'd trained, I'd planned, I'd visualised every section. I imagined this video would be a celebration, a proud affirmation, maybe even a little redemption for skipping an important section last year. But stories, the real ones, don't always go the way we imagine. This ride was meant to prove something, that I could still take on a challenge this big, that all the effort, all the small daily wins would add up to something. Instead, what I got was a different kind of story, one I wasn't expecting, one I almost didn't want to tell. If you're wondering who Amy is, I'll get to that shortly. This video isn't a highlight reel with soaring music and majestic scenery. It's a story about expectation and reality, about learning the hard way and moving forward anyway. This is the story I ended up with.
So good morning everyone, and welcome. Your 122 kilometre Amy's Gran Fondo recreational ride awaits you here this morning, and what a beautiful morning it is here.
Coming back to riding at this age isn't like starting over, it's starting differently. In my head, I still remember what it felt like to be strong, the rhythm, the power, the flow. There's a kind of muscle memory, not in the legs, but in the mind. The body might not keep up, but the memory, that latent feeling of being a stronger rider, is still sharp. That gap sits heavily sometimes. While the gains are slow these days, they do come. And when they do, even in small ways, they feel earned and they feel good.
Massive crowds on the road, greeting us as we ride along.
This is Mike, riding next to me, and we connected through this channel. We chatted for part of the ride, but he's been riding for more than a decade longer than I have, and that experience really shows. We caught up after the ride, shared a lot of stories, and he reassured me it's a tough course, especially when you're on the comeback trail at 70.
This is top of Benwerrin. First climb, first big one, 400 metres elevation, done, dusted. Now I've got a big descent, but only half hour till the cut-off, so I better get into it and get down to the bottom, see how I'm going, whether I keep going past the refreshment stop and then on to Forrest. A couple of kilometres until Dean's Marsh, where there's a refreshment stop, just downhill from here. My average has gone up from about 14 to nearly 16 kilometres an hour, but I need to be averaging 17 to cover the course before the cut-off at the end. But of course that's without stopping. But I need to get it up to 20 kilometres an hour if I am going to stop. So I've just passed the Dean's Marsh refreshment stop. Decided to keep going. Next stop is Forest, is about 20 kilometres. Hopefully a bunch will catch up with me and I can jump on the back of that. I should be able to maintain 20 kilometres an hour or a bit over, bring my average up a bit. So this is mostly rolling undulations. Can put my mind into riding and get to Forest before 12. Nice even pace. As while I've nearly blown up, to pick up my average speed. But I do pass a lot of riders as well, so that's kind of gratifying.
At this age, pushing beyond the plan comes at a price. I've learned, sometimes the hard way, that riding smart matters more than riding hard. But in the moment, watching the heart rate climb and the cut-off time slip away is all too easy to forget.
some distance back the road did a left-hand turn. So now I sort of have the wind slightly behind me, but jumping on the back of those Marshalls, I pushed too hard just to keep up. It's only a couple of kilometres, wasn't really worth it. And now my heart rate's sort of gone up and it's a bit hard to get it down again. So I've got to take it a bit even slower now. I'm probably losing the benefit I got by jumping on the back of the Marshalls. I don't know why they go so fast. I mean, they're trying to pick up the stragglers at the back, and they're not going to be able to hang on. So it seems a bit pointless. I got 10 kilometres to go to Forrest. I got about half an hour till the cut-off, so I'll get there just in time. And about 7 kilometres to go to Forrest. I'm feeling a bit cooked, but probably more importantly, I don't think I'm going to make the cut-off. So I'm nearly in Forrest, a couple of kilometres to go. So we're going to call it. I'll get the sag. Backside hurts. I gotta get out of my saddle every 20 metres, which causes me to spike the power. I need more energy just to get back to the speed I was at before. So I'm really not in good shape. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. I really wanted to arrive fresh at Forrest, but that's just not going to happen. You know, it's a bit disappointing to call it. Okay, deja vu. Back in Forrest, same bat time, same bat channel. A year later, so I'm getting the sag bus to Mount Sabine. Going to miss the big climb. It's after 12 already, so it's past the cut-off. Only a couple of stragglers left, but they're probably a bit faster riders. But a few people getting the sag down to Skene's Creek. I'll get off at Mount Sabine and do the downhill. I'll just miss 16 kilometres, I think it is, but the hardest part, yeah. But my backside hurts. I'm not doing so well. Heart rate's gone up and it's just not coming down. So I pushed it a bit too hard. I got on the sag wagon again. I missed the climb to Mount Sabine again. And yeah, there's disappointment. The 35-year-old me would have been gutted. The 70-year-old me, a bit more forgiving. I didn't come here to prove I could beat the course. I came here to challenge myself, to see how far I could go. I've actually ridden this section, but a virtual ride. So from that experience, I knew I could do it, but I also knew I'd be swept up before I got too far.
So we will catch up, keep you updated.
What's the hardest ride you never did? Let me know in the comments.
I'm only 10 minutes ahead of the cut-off, but I've got to have a good rest. Here I go. Oh, geez, that seat feels high suddenly. Okay. Oh, that hurts. Right, here I go. Right now I'm feeling pretty good. I think it's just because I had a break and a bit more food. That wasn't fruitcake. So probably the lesson is that I really need to stop at that first refreshment stop. I think my problem is my average speed is too low, too slow. So I really got to keep riding so I don't get caught up with the cut-off time. It's a hard balancing act. Maybe what I need to do is get some training to help me ride faster, so I can spend time with that break and recover, so that I'm a bit fresher going into the next section. And I should be able to ride 50 kilometres okay. I guess 10 kilometre hill does take a bit out of you. This is lovely here. Always forest, temperate rainforest. I love this part of the world. Been coming here since I was a kid and still enjoying it. There's something special about it. I stopped on the bottom of the hill just to have a piece of delicious fruitcake because I haven't had any for like half an hour, and a sip of my wonderful carb mix. I'm in Kennet River, which is the last refreshment stop. About 20 kilometres to go. I don't remember. Can be the hardest or it can be the easiest. We'll see how we go. A couple of hills, nothing major. Anyway, good to get banana and a lamington and a snake, a lolly snake. A little visitor on my bike. Seems quite happy there. I hope you don't like eating rubber. Yeah, no? Okay, last 20 kilometres to go. I just made a beautiful recording about some reflections that I've had, but I didn't press the start button, so operator error. This last section, last 20 kilometres, I'm feeling really good. That's kind of what I expected for the whole ride. The first section, uphill, 10 kilometres, yeah sure, that's going to be hard. I'm slow, I'm heavy, it's going to take me a while and it will take a bit out of me, but I was pretty conservative about how I was riding. But that section after Dean's Marsh, before Forest, I reckon that took too much out of me. Partly I was, wanting to not get too far behind. It's a balancing act, riding in a decent pace so I don't get caught by the sag wagon, but also not blowing up. And I think I might have gone too much the other way. But if I hadn't, the sag bust would have got me. I think the other mistake on that section was jumping on the back of the wheels of the Marshalls. They were just going too quick. Really hard for people at the back, the stragglers like me, to hang on. That was a mistake I made. But I took a chance, and they said something about cut off or the sag wagon, and I thought I really had to, but maybe I didn't. God, there's a lot to learn.
The struggle's always part of the ride, that never changes. But when the effort finally gives way and things begin to flow, that's when the love returns. Surprisingly, the last 20 kilometres felt the best. And it feels like a reward you've earned. I was just riding. I wasn't racing the clock anymore, and I'd let go of the pressure. I want to acknowledge that Amy's Gran Fondo is more than just a challenging ride. It honours the life of Amy Gillette, an elite Australian cyclist who was killed while training in Germany. This event takes place on the kind of roads Amy would have known well, sweeping coastal stretches, steep climbs and descents. Created in her memory, the Gran Fondo raises awareness for safer cycling, something every rider at every age and stage deserves. These rolling hills between Kennet River and Lorne, the last 20 kilometres, I'm feeling really good. It's like I did a ride at Yarra Boulevard, if you saw the video, where I was really pleased with how I was going. And that's what this feels like. And I'm so surprised that I didn't feel this good even at the beginning. So I'm feeling really good right at the end.
That was a bit of an inglorious ride. Have to take a deep dive into this and see what happened. Maybe I'm just too old. Don't know. I'll look into it. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, this ride wasn't what I'd hoped for, but every time I take on something like this, I learn just how much I still have to learn. This wasn't a redemption ride, it became a reflection ride. I didn't finish the full course, but I'm still moving forward, and that's what matters. If you've had a setback, whether it's on the bike, in your body or in your life, keep going. Don't wait to feel young again, ride with what you've got, ride now. I hadn't heard of Amy's Gran Fondo 2 years ago, and now it's become a milestone I've shaped so much of my riding around. Thank you to everyone who's connected and shown support throughout my lead up to this ride, and those who recognised me and spoke to me on the ride. It's meant more than you know. Cheers until next time.